Hey brother! Ben, you know how we love to theorize about different Pixar characters, plots, and codes on this channel, but today we're going to take a step back and ask a bigger question, maybe a more serious question. Is Pixar sexist? See, Ben, I recently came across this very interesting article linked down in the description that brought up some very good points about Pixar's lack of diversity and how only 10 of their 14 films pass the Bechdel test. But Pixar lover that I am, I decided the article was a little bit one-sided. So today, I have brought in an expert to help us sift through Pixar's decisions about diversity, gender equality, and the roles of women. Please welcome Ashley Mardell!
Hey, brothers! See what I did there? I used your intro. You're welcome. Hi everyone, my name is Ashley. I make videos on lady stuff, on queer stuff, on edity stuff. My channel is just all over the place. I'm bad at introducing myself, that's the thing. I'm just like, meow, I have a hat on. Listen to me talk.
Alright Ashley, so before we really begin, can you just explain to everyone who might not already know, what is the Bechdel test?
The Bechdel test is a widely accepted evaluation for films that assesses whether or not a movie has adequate female representation. In order to pass, a movie only needs two simple things. One, at least two female characters that talk to each other about something other than a man, and two, those two female characters must be named.
Alright, so let's jump right into it. This article brings up Pixar's lack of diversity. Frozone in The Incredibles and Russell in Up are the only two non-white human characters in 14 movies. But to be fair, most Pixar movies don't feature human characters, and I would argue that there actually is a very diverse lineup of cars, monsters, toys, bugs, fish. When you have a non-human or imagined world, is it fair to push the same diversity rules on it?
The answer to every question regarding the amount of diversity is almost always more is better. This is complicated though, simply because it's challenging to clearly depict the race of a toy or animal without resorting to stereotypes. In Pixar movies with human worlds, it's easier. You want a black character? Give them black skin. But without skin color to work with, I would hate to see Pixar overcompensate, perpetuate damaging stereotypes, and culturally appropriate. Just imagine if, in an attempt to have Asian representation in, say, Cars 4, they included a crotch rocket who ran on rice-based fuel, had squinty headlights for eyes, and was more interested in math than racing. That would be offensive, right? Right.
Right, I actually really agree with you on this. You don't want to start using stereotypes to represent a specific group of people. That could be a whole new problem. So how do you go about introducing those groups in a movie where you don't have humans?
There are more subtle and nuanced ways to introduce different cultures and identities into imaginary worlds. Diverse voice actors is one obvious option, as well as incorporating different languages, attire, dialects, values, and by creating characters who don't necessarily fit into specific gender boxes, a concept that could be easily applied to toys. Think about it, why does media feel so compelled to gender everything even when it's an item that intrinsically is gender ambiguous? Like balls and yo-yos and sketch pads. They don't need to be a gender.
Okay, you mentioned more diverse voice actors earlier, but riddle me this. If you do hire more diverse voice actors, do the characters they voice need to reflect the actor's race, ethnicity, or otherwise diverse quality? For example, Ellen DeGeneres, a gay woman, voices Dory, but Dory's sexuality is left pretty ambiguous. Does Pixar get points for hiring a gay woman to voice the part, even if the character herself isn't gay?
This is tricky. A diverse cast certainly couldn't hurt, but I'm not so sure if hiring a minority actor necessarily makes their character a minority. Dory is a great example. Ellen is a gay person, but sexual orientation doesn't exactly translate into someone's voice. Her being gay didn't make Dory gay for me as far as my interpretation of the character goes. Like I said before, I would be cautious of encouraging Pixar to make any non-human character clearly a particular race or minority because you risk perpetuating negative stereotypes and culturally appropriating. However, while I did say I am not so sure if hiring more minority actors would necessarily diversify Pixar's non-human worlds, I do think it would be good for their company. A variety of ethnic backgrounds, sexualities, and gender identities would only bring many more broad and well-rounded perspectives to the table. This would also set a positive example for the film industry and show that Pixar is an accepting, open, and cultured place to work. What's more, a character might not be a minority, but it could still make a difference to a child if the actor is. Back to Dory, I was 12 when Finding Nemo came out, and stoked to hear Ellen. It will always be a victory for me to see a gay woman succeed in an industry that I hope to find success in one day.
Okay, so do you think Pixar is actively trying to address this issue? While many of the films fail the Bechdel test, Pixar has a plethora of strong women in their films. Jessie, Colette, Dory, Eve, Merida, Mrs. Incredible, heck, even Barbie. Okay, well, she's at least more capable than Ken in Toy Story 3.
I'm honestly not sure. I'm not a Pixar employee, and I don't know what their intentions are. But I can tell you that Brave was certainly a step in the right direction. The movie incorporated a strong female protagonist and centered around her relationship with another female character, her mother. On top of this, the film also challenged numerous gender norms.
Okay, and final question. While these are all very good points and questions to bring up, at the end of the day, it would be hard to argue that any stand-alone Pixar movie is not incredible. Is diversity for the sake of diversity worth it if it impedes storytelling, which is their ultimate goal? Or does the fact that Pixar has such a wide reach put that responsibility on their shoulders regardless?
I agree that diversity for the sake of diversity is unnecessary, but I'm unconvinced that including different cultures has to impede on Pixar's storytelling. Why the dichotomy? Why does it have to be diversity or story? The reality is, when a company has such a massive reach, like Pixar, especially to such a young and impressionable audience, they have a responsibility to send the best message they can. I don't think it's that difficult, and I would hope they'd want to rise to the challenge, tell a great story, and be inclusive.
Alright, well that is all the time we have here today on Super Carlin Brothers, but if you would like to see the other half of this discussion, and I definitely recommend you go check it out, you can see it on Ashley's channel right here, and not only are we going to be talking about Pixar, but you can just check out the rest of Ashley's channel altogether, where she uploads all kinds of amazing videos, all of which are worth checking out. In fact, there's a rumor going around she's going to speak whale in our video. Wish I could speak whale. And now, Ashley, would you please do us the honor of asking a question for our viewers to answer down in the towel section?
Who is one of your favorite Pixar characters who either broke gender norms in some way or is a positive woman role model?
Let us know down in the towel section below, and I will see you in another life, brother. Alright, one final shout out to actually Mardell for helping me make this video and tackle a topic that I think is very important, especially in Pixar films, because you guys know me. If it's about Pixar, I probably love it. You should definitely go check out the other half of this discussion on her channel and subscribe while you're there, because she's awesome and was just super cool to work with. That's all I've got for you. See you next time.